Good morning. Welcome to Cardiff University. And on behalf of the whole university, in fact, a very warm welcome to everybody who is here. And this is a really exciting sports innovation spin final. We're very pleased to be here in collaboration with the Hype Foundation. We're welcoming you to the city of Cardiff and to Wales, for some of you. For Amir's first time in Cardiff, it's great to have you here. Innovation is hugely important to Cardiff University. You know, if you think about where new ideas are born, they often come out of labs, they often come from dynamic students. Yesterday you had a little hackathon with a handful of Cardiff students working. And we also count on businesses to partner with us around innovation. And we count on it at two ends of the spectrum. We first of all count on businesses to come up with the problems that need to be solved. And then at universities where we have big ideas, we take those problems, come up with solutions, and then turn to the business world to help us make those real. So I was meeting with Vector earlier, who are one of now the Hype Foundation's top 50 companies. They said it's taken them 8 years to reach this point, from idea through to potential business. It's exciting times. It doesn't surprise us to see Cardiff companies here on the stage. And it is fantastic to see you here during this amazing sporting weekend. Who else was at the women's final last night? Rock on Lyon, eventually. I hope you all have a fantastic time here today. Diolch yn fawr, thank you to the Hype Foundation. All our exhibitors, my hardworking colleagues who made today happen. And diolch especially to members of the Journey. Paul Luke, to those of you who are competing today. And have a great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tuesday. And now I'd like to introduce Amir from the Chief Executive of Hype Foundation.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Coming from the startups are coming, I think, from many parts of the world, from Canada, from the States, from Europe, all over. So Cardiff, of course. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the Cardiff team, Reese, Sarah, Heath, Michael, Richard, all of you. Thank you very much. Jeff, all of you. Jury, I'll let you introduce yourself in a few minutes, just so people know a little bit about who is joining us today. I think a couple of years ago, there was, perhaps you heard about Djokovic, the tennis winner. In one of the Grand Slam finals, when he won the Grand Slam, one of the people shouted from the crowd, "Can you throw us the shirt?" So he took the shirt and threw it to the crowd. Then somebody shouted, "Can you give us your shoes?" So he was about to take the shoes and throw them to the crowd, and then he stopped and took the insole out. And on the way in town, one of the journalists asked him, why did you throw the insole? He said, "Are you crazy? This is my secret weapon." Now, we are, I believe, living in a crazy times as far as innovation is concerned, but specifically, we can see it now in sports. And for many reasons, it took a while for sports, for innovation to really get in to the hardcore of sports. We are working closely with big organizations, and I want to say a big thank you to UEFA, and UEFA delegates here, specifically Guido and to work with, that they would like to be at the forefront of innovation. I want just a couple of minutes to give the context and the background before we jump in to see the startups. Steve Ballmer, the ex-Microsoft CEO and the now owner of LA Clippers, just said recently, the sport industry is going to be totally transformed by innovation in the next 5 years. High Foundation is working closely with Tokyo 2020, and we see what kind of amazing things are happening in the background. If you know, those things which already leaked to the public in terms of flying cars, robots, total new experiences as far as fan engagement is concerned. Basically, all the aspects of consuming technology is about to be transformed, and I think Tokyo 2020 will be a big landmark in this, but also we can see it almost everywhere. I want to show you a quick video, just a little bit about what's happening.
Reacting, even being early, before our eyes. Due to rapid technological changes, as well as a new generation of users and fans, sports industry leaders can no longer afford to be reactive. Even being early adopters may not be enough. Hype Foundation, a global platform for connecting and investing in sports innovation, has created an ecosystem of over 25,000 members to assist startups, top brands, and investors in working together. 2016 saw Hype's successful global competition in Rio with over 1,500 sports startup applicants, as well as 8 regional competitions around the world. To accompany this, the Hype Top 50 was created, offering top sports startups a fast track to outstanding achievements. In 2017, Hype is pushing the boundaries and leading the global sports market to new levels. 6 open sports innovation finals will be held alongside the world's biggest sporting events, giving startups the chance to participate in one of the largest innovation platforms in the world. Participants will be exposed to outstanding media coverage, top leading sports brands, and potential investors. The Hype Top 50 is coming back full force, offering a massive stage for up-and-coming startups to be exposed to the world. And for the first time, the Hype Foundation is putting athletes, sports brands, and academia together in the biggest sport tech platform in history. Global Spin Labs will be founded with leading partners, with the sole mission of sport innovation and development. Participants will enjoy access to new sources of innovation, a head start in identifying future trends, and intimate connections with the top industry leaders. Help change the future of sports forever. Visit Hype online today. Hype, for the love of sport, for the love of innovation.
Now, I think the good news is that we are really facing an amazing time. And if we look back in a few years' time, we will be able to say that we saw this happening. The bad news is that my generation, have very little to say about this. Yesterday we had here, with the help of the University of Cardiff, a bright team of millennials that you will see 2 of them in the break. 2 teams, and what they have achieved in terms of from nothing to an idea where they presented it as if it's a startup 3 years old. It's just unbelievable. The millennials are creating a new way of consumption of sport, a new way of socializing around sports. And we have, my generation, have very little to say about this. We have our opinions, but I think the only chance we have is to really embrace it and understand that, this is where it's going, big time. And their pace and their way of thinking is very difficult for us to really grasp. What they've achieved in 5 hours today, yesterday was really, you will see some examples that we later on. A few words about Hype is fully owned by MG Equity Partners, which is a UK investment house. Last year we came up with Google, Microsoft and Sky Sports to create the global innovation sports platform. As you saw earlier, we now have about 25,000 members, over 6,000 startups in the world of sports. And here today, you saw 25 of the best startups in the world of sports, specifically focusing on football, or in the, let's say, space around football, which also can be applicable to other sports, of course. And the 10 startups that we pitched today are 10 startups that were voted from 100 of startups all over the world that applied to this competition. And we saw the dry run earlier. I let our head of jury, Mr. Bert Waller, to sneak into the room to get a glance of them. And I think we have just amazing, unbelievable startups here from a variety of topics. So it's well worth waiting and see those pitches. After we complete the 10 pitching of the startups, we will ask our jury to go to the jury room and come back with their decision, their verdict. We have 3 winners today. All 3 will get a special package from Amazon Launchpad. And thank you, Jamie, for your support of this. And also from the Global Innovation Center in Spain, powered by Microsoft. Thank you very much. We also have a small gift by UEFA, which is a VIP ticket to this game, but this is nothing. Nobody's interested. Somebody asked me if you can sell it. I'm sure. People say it's most valuable currency in Cardiff these days, maybe in Europe. So, yeah, plenty of action to be had to be here today. I would like to start by inviting our honorable juries just to stand up, please, all of you. And if you can just face the crowd and share. If you could come here, please, just for a second, just in front. If you could just share a few words about yourself, so people know.
Thank you, Amina. My name is Dan Parler. I'm 59 years old. Married, 3 kids. The rest probably you're not interested. Actually, I'm very lucky because I had the chance to work for close to 40 years in sports and around sports, and especially football. And I remember one Champions League final at Wembley, where I had the chance to watch a game with Zizou, Zinedine Zidane, and his family. And then afterwards, a guy walked up to me and said, "What are you doing?" And I told him my job and what I'm doing. And he said, "And you get actually paid for doing that?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "I will pay to do your job." And I thought about that, and I think he's right. I am very lucky, and I worked in sports for the last 40 years, and what I did is the last 3 years, I worked at VfB Stuttgart, a team that was in first Bundesliga, went down to the second. I resigned as the president. So there is actually, there is the saying that entrepreneurs are not afraid to fail. I did, big time. But I'm very happy to say the team is back in the first league, just made it back up there. So very proud about that as well. Before that, I worked close to 20 years at Adidas, the 5 last ones as the Chief Marketing Officer. Also worked at Nike, heading up Nike Germany for 4 years. And yeah, you can imagine that watching Champions League finals was part of the job, and I'm very thankful for that. I studied sports science and biology, and later also made an MBA in international marketing at the European School of Business. And I'm honored to head up this jury of high caliber behind me. I think that we have a diverse team coming from all different areas, and we actually will look at the startups and look at 4 criteria. And I think it's important for you as well to know how we will judge them. One is the degree of innovation. That means how new is something, and how much is it moving from the status quo to solve a certain problem. Then we have the level of validation. So is there proof that it actually works? We also look at the business and growth potential. And last but not least, we also look at the team, so that 2 and 2 equals 5 at least, because that's the most important in football as well as with entrepreneurs in the startup area. So thank you very much. Looking forward to meet some of you also personally later on during the day. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Igor Masniak. I am originally from Croatia. I work in UEFA in marketing, as business development manager, and I'm in charge of UEFA marketing research program. I'm standing in here for Igor Nepstein, who's the director of UEFA marketing, who will be here today. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Marcos Ubilaxo. I'm a mix of a Canadian Finn, and I'm here with Polar Electro. Polar is celebrating its 40th year in the sports and wearables technology market. I have been the product director for many years, and also now the chief strategy officer. Where Polar is really always interested in understanding the incoming innovations and trends in sports and technology, and have been very happy to be on the leading edge of these in terms of, for example, activity tracking, GPS performance, and team sports technology. So really looking forward to seeing a lot of really innovative ideas and exciting startups today.
Hi, good morning. My name is Teresa Aguilar. I'm originally from Spain, from Madrid. So you know how disappointing. I am a member of the management board for the Global Sports Innovation Center, powered by Microsoft. I'm the CEO of a company called Vivid Sport that partners with Microsoft and work in the area of fan engagement analytics. I guess that's it. I'm very happy to be here.
Hello, good morning everyone. Javier Sobrino from Spain as well, not supporting Real Madrid tomorrow because work for FC Barcelona. So we will make it, but next year we'll be back. Anyway, in terms of strategy and innovation for the club, we set up the Barcelona Vision Hub project months ago, and definitely one of our big drivers as a club is innovation and how we interact with the whole ecosystem, the sports ecosystem, obviously, the worldwide ecosystem. So really looking forward to meeting you guys and hope to find great ideas. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is James Skinner. I'm an Australian living in London. I'm the director of the Institute for Sport Business and a professor of sport business at Lockwood University in London, based on the Olympic Park. As many of you might know, Lockwood's got an outstanding reputation in sport. Recently voted the #1 university in the world for sport. And our Sport Technology Institute, based on our main campus in Loughborough, Leicestershire, works closely with a lot of the leading brands that are here today. Loughborough in London is an extension of our campus, establishing a new footprint in London. It's fantastic to be located on the Olympic Park, and the legacy of the park, after the Games being on entrepreneurship and innovation, it fits really well with what the Institute's key focus is around sport and innovation. So it's great to be here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing some exciting presentations.
Hello everyone, my name is Marcus Richter. I'm the head of innovation and research for SAP. In my role, I'm substituting Stefan Wagner, who is unfortunately has some personal matters that he cannot join here. So from my background, and entertainment area. So SAP is really taking this sports seriously. It's not just a sponsoring thing. And I hope we will have a lot of fun and get new ideas.
Good morning. My name is Klaus-Peter Meyer. I'm German, living in Germany, working for Adidas. I look after all our partnerships globally, from players to teams to federations to governing bodies. So for this weekend, we are pretty much partner of everybody: UEFA, Juventus, Real, and Gareth Bale. So we're looking forward to winning, to exciting weekend, and today obviously to great presentations and a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Nathalie Yanetta. I'm from UEFA. Before I was during 20 years journalist in a big channel in France, named Canal+, and do a lot of innovation to change the way of film and produce the football and the show in TV. So I know that your job and your innovation, your creation are very important for football. And to talk like my new French president, I want to make my planet and my sport great again.
Good morning. My name is Laura McAllister. I'm a professor here in Cardiff University. I'm also a former Wales international player. I sit on I sit on the board of the Football Association of Wales and work closely with them on preparations for the women's game last night. It was a great success. I'm looking forward now to seeing Cardiff Bale start for the Untitled Chapter in his hometown tomorrow evening. Wishing you all the very best. I think this is a great collaboration between the university and Hackney. We're all looking forward to seeing some great ideas.
Hello, I'm Jamie Haywood from the UK. I work with Amazon and I run Amazon Launchpad here in the UK. Launchpad is a program that Amazon has where we look to partner with startups across both sports sector and also more broadly, where we work with them to help solve the sales and distribution and marketing challenges, both within the UK and globally, allowing them to focus on product innovation and product development. Looking forward to that.
Okay, big hand to our jury. Thank you very much. Okay, first up, welcome, and you're invited to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Hall. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Formlix, and we're the developer of MyKit, which is a revolutionary app that allows anyone with a mobile phone to turn their ball into a smart ball.
Yeah, so as Andrew said, you can use the mobile device that you already own with no extra hardware to turn any ball into a smart ball. By building your kit, you can get metrics about your speed, trajectory and placement and compare it against your friends and professionals. You can also simulate real situations such as virtual goalies and free kick walls.
How do we know there's a market for this? Well, we've seen product placement for the Adidas Smart Ball attract over 15 million views. We've done extensive user testing over the last 12 months. We've now got 5,000 beta users signed up, and we're showing conversion rates on our website of over 40%, which is quite incredible. And its CPA is less than 20 cents US, and we now attracted some of the top soccer influencers in the world to talk about product placement of our product when we come to launch. Our company is now based across Perth, Australia, London, and San Francisco. I'm the CEO. I've raised over $2 million in venture capital before, and have 3 IPOs to my name. Holly over here is a 3-time Google intern, as well as being the Immutable scholar, and David Button-Arrow, the co-founder, is now at DeepMind in London and published over 20 AI papers and was the World Robo Cup champion in 2014.
So you can see here on the left, that's what you can get out of the box in terms of computer vision. So 12 months of very intense R&D process. We now have a really tight lock around the ball using our proprietary OpenCV. This also is now working on a smartphone, which was a huge step getting it to be fast enough to run on the smartphone in real time. So to do that, we chuck our frames through different filters to blur the background. We can then find the goalposts in real time, look for ball candidates through pattern recognition techniques, and then filter those ball candidates so we can find the real one. Then by using those over time, we can build a trajectory, and using that trajectory alongside the goalpost, we can formulate a 3D simulation.
Our system performance, we test our algorithms now. We have a batch where we run 21 balls across a 7x3 matrix. We film 3 times from different angles. We're showing accuracy of approximately 2 centimetres on the XY plane and about 30 centimetres on the Z plane, effectively, which is depth, which is less than 1% error on the XY and about 2.5% error on the Z, which is quite incredible. Our business model is freemium, so our performance tool will always be free for users. It's a well-run model by people like Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. We monetize through things like brands covering virtual goalie names effectively. So now that we can track 3D trajectory, we can also put in virtual mathematical goalies that people go and take on. We can have brand-sponsored filters, which are stunning filters such as you can see here. And then ultimately we have affiliate e-commerce relationships as well, where we can drive people outside of the app into monetization opportunities as well. Our revenue potential, we're targeting 100 million downloads by 2021. We're targeting 1 million by the end of this year. We'll be launched at the end of September with our YouTube influencers. The majority of our revenue on a 10 million download, which is forecast at the end of 2018, with 5 to 10% of active users on that download basis, is still a $25 million revenue line based upon those 3 different channels. So we're pretty excited about that. It's a very large market, as you all know, football's the largest sporting market effectively in the world. There is competitors out there. There's a lot of work being done on smart balls, so they're highly engaging. There are other works being done on very simple computer vision apps in the past. They're not very engaging because they're quite limited in their scope. We effectively are a free product, unlike the smart balls, which are paid, and we can do a lot more with virtual goalie game playing because we actually can see the goals as well and do all sorts of types of simulations. The next steps for us, we're in a closed beta testing process at the moment. We're going through 5 betas to drive retention and virality into our model effectively. We just closed a seed B round of $1 million US, and we're planning a launch in the UK at the end of September, supported by some of the top influencers in the social media world and club football. And we're then raising a Series A round towards the end of September. So there are opportunities to get involved with us that we'd love to talk with you about. We will be interested in meeting more brands and seeing interest in the virtual game plan that we're planning. We're obviously interested in more platform contributors doing very well with some of the YouTube stars, but we'd like to talk to professional players to be on the platform as well. And ultimately, we're always raising money, even though we just closed a $1 million seed round for a start. So thank you.
We will allow a couple of questions from the jury.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? How do you get accurate depth perception? Because ball size varies, goals may be different sizes. I don't quite understand how with a single camera.
Sorry, can you hear him?
Yep. No, you can repeat the question. Yep. How you get accurate depth perception?
So the good thing about reality is that physics is always constant. So even though we have a little bit less accuracy in the Z domain, through using physical statistical modelling, basically, you can actually get rid of a lot of that error. So because we know the goal size, so you can just change the goal size through that automatic detection algorithm, and yeah, then we can basically create that in real time.
So the theoretical efficiency is about 30 centimetres from 25 metres based upon the resolution, and that's just in Z depth. XY depth theoretical efficiency of the tight lock is about 0.25 centimetres.
And if the ball size changes or the goal
size
changes?
User input, we can do that as well. And then with things called hard classifiers, we do automated goal classification. Thank you.
Yeah, Joyce?
Does it have applicability for training athletes or other types of use?
There is applicability to training athletes. We have a section which we didn't put up there today about micro-skill development, curveballs and deep balls and knuckleballs effectively, that we believe will ultimately be able to measure and help users improve. And we are focused on the product on the mass market though, so it'll have a performance element to it, but most of all we want people to use it and have fun with it as well.
Yeah, because we've got that trajectory in a 3D space, you can then take a traditional trajectory and overlay and you can compare them directly, and then through using different techniques, you can say you get a little bit more spin, you get a little bit more speed to hit that target that you want to imitate the professional.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dirk. I'm the founder and CEO of Striking Entertainment, based in Berlin. And we are operating a next-generation fantasy sports platform called Football Stars. I suppose that I don't have to explain fantasy sports here in this room. I often have to do that towards investors. It works in a way that users, it's based on the basic motivation of all football fans, that they want to prove that they are the better expert than their buddies or their work colleagues or somebody else in other football fans. So they select a challenge based on one of the top 5 European leagues, which could be, okay, pick the best team, or pick the team that you think will be performing best at the next match day. Then they pick the team and then they enter into challenges and compete with other users in different sorts of challenges and different content. And then they pay in virtual coins, they pay an entrance fee to participate, and the winner obviously gets more coins back, and they also can win a second currency called stars. And if they collect the stars and pile it up, they have the chance to redeem the stars into real fan merchandise and gadgets and other interesting products in an in-game reward shop. So it also has a lot of elements from the free-to-play gaming space, where's our background in. That means we've built in a level progression system with virtual achievements and a lot of engaging factors, because it's all about fan engagement here. That users are really getting deep into the relationship with all the players and what's happening on the real pitch. Based on real performance data of the real matches, so that we are getting in via an API from one of the big sports data providers. What makes Football Stars stand out, it's, as I said, the first really freemium daily fantasy sports platform in Europe. We're live now since 2 years. The last season was that product, and we are now entering into a phase where we build up the community and build up with partnerships internationally. We operate Football Stars at our own platform, but we also can white label it, customize it, produce dedicated versions for media partners or clubs or rights holders, associations. With the top 5 European leagues, we're going to add 10 more leagues for the next season, and it's available on web, iOS and Android. And we have an official license of the German Bundesliga, because we're based in Germany, allows us also to use all the player pictures and the club logos. Fantasy football is in America, I think you know that, it's very big, so 50% of the population are playing already regularly. In Europe and Germany, it's maybe around 1%, so there's a lot of room to grow in all the football-loving areas, because it's a very logical fan product. We have now, for the next season, signed a very important partnership for us with the biggest German football magazine called Kicker. So we are going to be integrated in their channels, and they are going to push it to grow our community. And we have also partnered up with a digital pay TV broadcaster, and we are in discussions with a lot of different media houses and Bundesliga clubs and associations. We also made it as a Red Herring Top 100 Euro winner this year, which also gave us a nice recognition for the next steps. Our revenue model, our business model, is based on 4 revenue streams. Basically, it's in-game purchases, so the users pay in order to participate in certain challenges. It's in-game advertising and sponsoring, B2B partner fees, so if we are producing dedicated versions, we are also getting operations fees, and lead generation affiliate fees, because we have a product which really can create and let's say qualify users up to especially sports betting products, etc. So we are now, as I said, this year we are now entering a new season with big partners, and we are about to sign more partners, expecting roughly 400k euro revenue this year, and then strong growth next year. We are just closing an internal funding round at the moment and preparing a Series A for the second half of the year, and then and grow the business based on partnerships, as I mentioned before. And then we are going to add more content and more languages and more sports, etc. in the later stages. The team, it's myself, so I'm a serial entrepreneur, it's my fourth company, founded and together with Christian, who's also here, and Kaspar Weiss, both of them with extensive experience in games and sports. And then we have one lead investor and a couple of business angels invested in the company. So that's the summary. We think we are with the product in a good stage, and the market is just picking up because all the detailed statistics are available. Everybody now gets aware of how fantasy sport is really a strong, engaging product, and so we are in a good position to really be there in the forefront when the market scales up. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yep. How did you calculate the value of a player?
The value of the real player. So we define market values at the beginning of the season, which are based on the real market values. But we say, let's say the most expensive player maybe is Robert Lewandowski, 50 million, and then there's the young talent is 100,000. And then so we put it all in a ratio so that it works. And then there is an algorithm also in the system that then it changes the market value throughout the season based on the performance of the players and the demand of the users. So that means you can also get them as a player. You can look at as a user. You look at how the market value varies throughout the season, and if in the season-long mode, the manager mode, you can also then do sort of arbitrage earnings. So because if you expect it to to be very early with a young player and buy him, you can later on maybe sell him for more. Yeah.
How many customers do you have now?
We have around about 250,000 in our database, but as I said, so far only organic growth, and now for the next season we are going to have partnered up with Kicker and more partnerships which that will drive user growth as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Chris Cheetham, Head of Sales and Marketing at FanPictor. FanPictor is a Swiss technology company focused on fan engagement. Our digital solutions are really focused on two main stakeholder groups in professional sports. For teams, we help them engage and grow their global fan base through fan experiences for fans. We help them drive new revenue streams, and we provide data-driven fan insights they can feed back into their decision-making process. For their corporate partners, we provide new experiential digital inventory. Major brands no longer want to get their story in front of fans, they want to get it between them. We also provide a data package that gives real-time feedback on the quality of and effectiveness of their messaging, broken down by demographic groups and physical location. These are key determinants to working out the true ROI of their sponsorship deals. Our technology is fully white-labeled. We know that sports fans like the beer they drink, they like the kit they buy, but they love their sports team. We seamlessly integrate our technology within the team app and other digital assets, so they can provide their corporate partners with brandable, highly customizable inventory that seems completely native to the app. We also know that many teams face the challenge of limited Wi-Fi, 4G coverage, Bluetooth connectivity in their stadiums. That makes it very hard for them to upgrade their inventory to meet the changing demands of their corporate partners. Through our innovative acoustic network. We send data via high-frequency sound waves, allowing teams to activate fans on their personal devices, even if they're on Wi-Fi mode, even if they're in the most rural locations. We have 4 fully market-tested products, several others in development, and we've got major clients in both the US and in Europe. Teams can include these different products as part of their sponsorship deals for a season or multiple season deals with their corporate partners. I'm going to show you a quick video of some of our solutions in action for UBS at the Spengler Cup.
Spengler Cup probably has, in terms of fan involvement, the most interesting and dynamic atmosphere of any hockey event.
Beim Spengler Cup haben wir 3 von unseren Produkten einsetzen können. Die Lichtshow, das Fan-Bingo und das Quiz. Die wurden alle integriert in unsere App, die wir für das Turnier entwickelt haben.
Crowds in the stadium, they were really activated in a very positive and meaningful way for us.
Wir haben ja neu auch dieses Jahr das Pausenspiel via App lanciert. Die Mitgliedszahlen sind sehr hoch.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams no longer just have to compete with their local rival when it comes to winning new fans, or the local hockey, rugby or football team. They're competing with 80-inch screen TVs, augmented and virtual reality, fantasy sports and e-gaming. It's pretty clear where a lot of the major brands that sponsor them see their advertising money being spent. According to Zenith, this year, 72 cents of every dollar is going to be spent on mobile. We don't just limit the activation to in the stadium. We extend the activation online. Through our fan hub, fans can log on and design their own light shows, their own mosaics, publish them directly to their social media channels. This allows clubs to engage their global fan base and benefit from the amplified reach of social media, and allows their major sponsors to take advantage of that social reach as well. And what about fans who can't make it to the stadium? How do you make them feel part of the club? How do your sponsors reach them? Through our Soundless Pulse technology, any fan anywhere in the world with the team app can participate in these activations. We can geofence different locations to ensure a winner in different countries. The winners would get some experiential prize, and for the losers, we use that screen as a call to action to drive incremental revenue, perhaps a 10% discount code to buy merchandise in the team shop. We can also deliver digital coupons directly to fans' digital devices, either via the stadium PA system or via a piece of creative within a retail location. Imagine a Bayern Munich fan walking into a sports shop wanting to buy a new pair of boots, with the speaker embedded perhaps in a cardboard cutout of Philip Lahm next to the replica shirts. If he opens his team app, we could send a digital coupon to his phone, giving him 10% off from Adidas, especially for Bayern fans. I'm pretty sure that guy's not going to walk out with a pair of Nike boots.
Right.
Anyway, thanks for listening to me. I hope you hear a little more about it in the next year. Sure.
Yeah, how do you ensure that this is working in all stadiums? I mean, usually the network cells are cross-trained, and a lot of those mobile applications need micro cells in the stadium itself. Do you need it?
We have a couple of products that work completely on Wi-Fi mode. So we integrate our code package within the team app. Then when fans open that team app, everything is sitting there in the background. We use the speaker on people's cell phones to listen to high frequencies. We play through the stadium PA system. So they can either be added to a piece of creative or just mixed in at the sound desk, so we can work with live performances on the field as well.
UK.
Thank you.
Very much.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kamar Shah. I'm the Chief Content Officer at Victory. So at Victory, we saw a gap in the marketplace. There's no athlete communities not organised. The athlete social media platforms don't share revenue. Athletes have limited access to sports fans, and Facebook and Twitter are now charging athletes to access their fans. Also, we saw that there are loads of athletes, Olympians, that don't have a place to go anymore. Some of them are working at McDonald's. They need a network. So, we built Victory. Should play. So, that's who we are. We are three solutions under one roof. Number one, we help athletes build their brand in their own voice, in their own point of view, and we share revenue. Number two, we have this whole Victory athlete platform where they can go peer-to-peer messaging, mentorships, athlete-only events. And thirdly, we have Victory Careers. We help athletes transition either when they finish their sports, expectedly, or they pop their knee, and we bring them back into the workplace. So, we're also a company who wants to do good. We have many, many parties. We have our employers, our shareholders, but we also have our society and the planet. So we are a for benefits company. And what that means is that we make money, but we also trying to give back to our society and back to the planet. And we're also partnered with Game Changers to do that. So how do we do this? Our athlete posts on Victory. That goes out to their own Facebook and Twitter, and that's our customer acquisition strategy. They come back. How do we keep them? What's our customer retention strategy? We are building empathetic content. A fan wants to know about an athlete everything, not just about sports, lifestyle, entertainment, charity. Here are some of the features we've already done. Ian Poulter, Dream Flight about his charity. That's the retention. How do we make money? We monetize this through sponsorship and ad revenue. Where do we deliver? We deliver across multiple platforms, and next month, well, due now, this month, at the end of this month, we're going to be launching Victory Live and Victory TV. Currently, we have about 1,000 athletes on our platform, and all of our athletes have a 3-year digital rights agreement. This weekend, we've just signed Kaká, Diego Forlan, David Villa. We have Michael Phelps, Ian Poulter already. Funding has, to date, we've raised 7.9 million, and that's family, friends, and close network. We're currently looking for partners in around 10 million for an institutional. Projected revenue currently with athletes that we currently have contracts with is 20 million. We have proposals and contracts at a contract stage. Projected revenue this year is 22 million. And we have proposals in the market with an estimated revenue of 33 million. We're based in Toronto as our head office. We've opened an India office, we've opened an Australia office, and the rest are going to trickle out over the next couple of months. Who are we? We're pretty. We're all very seasoned. We're very seasoned. We come from media, startups, entertainment, athletes, sports, etc. So we're all seasoned veterans. We've all had startups. We've all worked for multinationals. Thank you. No question, sorry. Thanks. I'm joking. Yes.
So, with the size of your team now, how much potential do you see in terms of scaling your organization in order to be able to provide the athletes a customized and effective solution?
Great question. So I will answer it in two parts. Number one, scalability comes with how we manage our athletes, right? And we do that with account managers. So I have a team of account managers, and we have signature athletes. Signature athletes go to gold, silver, platinum, and they are. It depends on their social media following. So I have account managers who develop content strategies, posting schedules, and they're in contact with their athletes daily, right? Also, what we're also finding is the majority of athletes, like Kaká, like Diego Forlan, like Phelps, have social media managers, okay? And that's how we work with them directly as well.
So it's about one-to-one almost.
Yes, because the retention, what's going to really move the needle is those empathetic stories, those behind the scenes, talking about people's charity, what they're doing with their family. I'll give you an example. Ian Poulter did a post with Dan, I think his son's name is, of skiing down a hill, right? Okay. It got like, I don't know, 100,000 likes. Because it's something, and he's not very liked on social media either, right? So does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just a quick one. You mentioned your projections, revenue projections.
Yes.
Can you just unpack that a little bit for us?
Yeah.
How did you get those numbers?
Yeah. So the numbers are based on our revenue of advertising, right, and sponsorship. So I can look at what features coming up, what athlete events are coming up already, and we can take that product and put projected monies around it. We can also see what posting we know with our athletes' contracts, how many posts they do a month. But the average is about 45. So I know that when that post goes up, around that I can do through AdMob and through any chart you can get online, we can do a calculation to drive that revenue. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
If the jury thought it's going to be like a walk in the park today, not easy. And it's not going to get easier from now.
I hope that's no reflection on me.
Good sense.
My name's Emil Coleman. I'm the CEO of Global Coach. Champions League winner Rafa Benitez had a problem. For one night only, on a stage in Liverpool, he had to illustrate the tactics of how he won in Istanbul in 2005, one of the most faithful nights in Champions League history. I wonder whether tomorrow will be the same. That's the theatre. He had an idea. I'll call Emil. That's me on the phone to Rafa. Global Coach was born on a stage in Liverpool 5 years ago. From this simple offering, born out of tactics boards, ironically. This is a tactics board. These are used in clubs worldwide. Fundamental problems exist with them. 1, no way of keeping or retaining IP. When you move something like this, there's no record of it. 2, communication. We're sitting in a room with many different languages being spoken today. I've worked on training fields where there's 9 different languages being spoken in any one training session. How do we deal with that? And 3, how do we show the delicate nuances of a game? How do we show a movement? How do we show when we change a shift in your shoulder, a switch of knee, whatever it may be. But fundamentally, these are crap. They're awful at what they do. And coaches, and that frustration you see that everywhere across the world. We created, if it works, a tactics board on steroids. A tactics board which was very, very clever. And from that tactics board grew our ecosystem. A truly unique ecosystem, which if the video decides it wants to play, you're going to see it. This is all set in Wales. We have a huge relationship with what they do here, and I'll explain that a little later on. But you'll see a reaction in a moment, and that reaction is by one of the greatest footballers who've ever lived. And that reaction is what we get every day when we walk into clubs. That's a light bulb moment. Because at that point, Thierry Henry had something in his head, and by using our software, it allowed him to take it out of his head, to communicate it, to visualize it, and to make it work on the playing field. And you saw that that's his way. This is our ecosystem, from tactical and training, to the club way, to added value, to talent ID. We do something that nobody else does in the world. It's almost akin to the holy grail of sports software. Bringing everything together in one place at one time, no matter where you are in the world. But let's talk about validation. We sit here today in Wales. This is the Welsh team from 1958. That was the last team to qualify for the major European championships until Euro 2017. In 2016, sorry, not 2017, I missed that. In 2013, the FAW in Wales came to see us and we formed a partnership with them. That partnership lasted throughout the qualifiers until to this day as well. We took them from Cyprus with their first game to the semi-finals in France, losing only to Portugal, who were the eventual winners. That validation is magnified across the world with teams and coaches and managers everywhere we work. But let's talk about our team. These people you see here today, whether it be from Chris Coleman, to whether it be Thierry Henry, whether it be to Rafa Benitez, they form our team because our insight is matched by our technical prowess. What we can do and how we can do that is down to these individuals who we engage with on a daily basis. Champions, we help create them, maintain them, sustain them. Istanbul, where it all begun. That's where this product was born. It went from Istanbul to a stage in Liverpool to a stage here today, 12 years later. What can we do in the next 12 years? Thank you for your time.
Hey, not every coach is a big fan of technology and likes to handle it. So mostly the main coach looks at the technical and the stuff there. How easy is it to handle it, to maneuver on it?
So I normally have a bet with coaches who say this to me. I walk in a room and they say, I hate technology. And I ask them how much money they've got in their pocket. I say, put it on the table, I'll match it. If I can't train you in 20 minutes and you can't use this, I'll give you my money. I've never had to give anyone any money yet. Any other questions? I was hoping you'd ask a question. Go on.
That sounds intimidating.
No.
In terms of the sort of people you were putting out, like Benitez and Thierry Henry, how many of them have invested their own money? And
Rafa started the company. Rafa originally was the original owner, investor, founder, if you like. I was there from day one. When he went to Chelsea, I bought it outright and I've grown it from there.
Does the positioning data that you have come from other systems that are used by the teams, like catapults, etc.?
We can do it two ways. We can pull data from external sources, but the beauty about this, it's actually what comes from a coach's head. It's their visualization. I think there's a myth about football a lot of the time that, you know, technology is really, really high, but coaches are still left using boards like this, trying to communicate. And it's a real struggle for them, especially if there's language barriers. If there's different sites, you know, we've got clubs who are, say, Manchester City and New York and Melbourne. We can connect them in one place and at one time. Make life much easier. Any other questions? Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Jasper Swelheim. I'm CEO of Content Stadium. What we've seen in the market is that it's becoming more and more important for professional sports organizations like clubs, federations, broadcasters, publishers to engage with their fans on social media. And visual communication is crucial. So what we see is that a lot of these organizations do not have the skills, time or resources to create this visual content. And the companies that do have the resources, they want to cover the live sporting moment with real-time visuals and statistics. So what we've developed is Content Stadium, and this platform empowers editorial teams of these sports organizations to instantly create and publish visuals, GIFs, and soon also video to social media. What I'm going to show you now is a demo of the platform. This is a template of Heerenveen, you will see, and you will say Heerenveen, but this is the club where one of the current Real Madrid players is playing on loan. Anyone? Any idea who the player is? Who's that? Ah, Giels. You just want 2 tickets for the final? No, that's not the case, unfortunately. So this is Content Stadium. A very short demo. I'll show you one of the templates of Heerenveen. First you sign in. You enter what we call the lobby, where we show some templates. This is what we call the player highlighted template. You enter the image. The library of Heerenveen, they have all their own library opens. And you go to the folders and select one of the player photos. It's all very quick, there's no Photoshop needed. Everyone without any knowledge of Photoshop can do this. We always say when we enter a club, from the material man until the president, they all can do social media now. Over here, we made a connection with the API of GraceNote, which is a competitor of Opta. I think a lot of you know that as well. So the pop-up opens, you select the club, competition, and language. And this one, I can't pronounce his name, so it's, well, we should have chosen another one, but it's Reza. Even me with the, I cannot pronounce it. So you select the flag, it's all predefined for Heerenveen. Over here, we're going to select the cutout photo. We're going to place it nicely into the template. Over there. On the right, we now go to another stats box with the stats of this player. As you can see, all the stats of these players are selected here, and you can just make your own selection. So again, it's in Reza. There you import the stats. And what we're going to do here now is to show you some elements we can also change, like text boxes. Text automatically sizes in the available space. You can eliminate elements and it all resizes perfectly just the way you want it. So it's very easy, very intuitive, and anyone can do this now. So we save a lot of time and money, but I'll show you the USPs in a second. And of course you can directly publish to social media. Here you can connect with all your Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn pages. You can type your text. The text box counts from 140 back to 0, what you need for Twitter. And here you publish the image. Besides images, we already have GIFs inside the platform. Just going to show you now, you're going back to the lobby. I'm going to show you the timeline activity where you can see what your team has been doing within Content Stadium. You go to the left, click the activity box, and there you can see the image that was just published. So here it is. So within seconds, you have this great image with stats. Some other examples. I like this one from Heerenveen. The Austrian Hockey Federation. Cycling, with a lot of stats. PEC Zwolle, another Dutch professional club. Unibet, also with automated odds integrated. Utrecht. And many more coming. So we cover all sports. So this is the very short demo. So what is the USP what are the USPs of the platform? You're always on brand, no matter who's on duty. It's always on brand and premium quality. It saves you a lot of time, it saves you a lot of money, and you can create a lot more content. It really strengthens your live coverage. And what we see is that the average increase of the engagement and reach of our partners that work with Content Stadium is over 20% within the first month. So the revenue model is very simple. It's a monthly license fee, and it's based on the complexity of the templates you buy and the amount of templates. There's only one condition: minimum 3 templates, a minimum 1-year contract. And what we see in practice is that an average client has a license fee between somewhere, very small ones, between 250 euros per month and 5,000 euros. So these are our clients, 25 plus up until now. And the last thing I want to say is that I love our conversion rates. Is from cold prospecting to demos, 33%. Once you've received the demo to test, 60% start with this free test. And out of this free testers, 90% starts paying. This is it, so I just want to offer everyone a free test, of course. This is it. Thank you very much. Questions?
Question from the crowd, please.
Yes.
Tim.
Have you considered making a mass market model for local clubs?
For local clubs, like amateur clubs?
Yeah.
Not yet. Actually, we're first focusing on the existing and big clubs, which we can help with stats integrated. No, it's not into consideration. Not yet. If you see a great model, I'm always willing to hear one, of course.
Oh, thank you very much. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much. Just to remind the game plan for today, once we are halfway through the startup. Once we complete this, we will have a short presentation about the mega trends of sports. The jury will go out for about 15 minutes to take their decision, and then they will come back and announce the winners. We will also have the opportunity to listen to the 2 winners from the hackathon yesterday. A very short pitch, and afterwards we are all invited downstairs for a networking session.
Hi guys, my name's Ryan Warrener. I'm CEO of Elite Skills Arena. A few of you may have seen us with a big ring downstairs. I'm hoping that a couple of you will have a go. So our company, we were founded in 2014. The Icon's the product that I'm going to be talking to you about today. That's been around for 12 months now. What we do is we look to design revolutionary training aids using interactive LED lighting and vibration technology sensors to produce game realistic situations for players to test their skills in. So this is the Icon. As you can see, we use different lights for different panels. The Icon starts at a range of diameters, starting from 4 meters all the way up to 12 meters. We've programmed 12 different training modes onto the Icon, incorporating single and multiplayer game modes. As you can see, different game modes evoke sort of different reactions and attributes for the game. So you'll see there the player is checking his shoulder, the green light's offering 3 points, red's -1. So exactly like a game situation, you're never going to be standing still. You've always got to be looking for the next light. A lot of what's brilliant about the Icon is that we designed the product. Our founder was the ex-Bournemouth chairman and also had an architectural background, so combined the two to create the unique sort of circular design that makes a player have constant retention of the football, which means they're getting repetition and a high amount of touches. The brilliant thing about this, though, is that we can put it into football clubs. We work with a couple of major European football clubs, and their coaches design the training modes themselves and work off it in different aspects. So we have, for example, Ipswich Town are using it a lot for rehabilitation. Liverpool do a lot of video analysis where they take the players from the centre of the arena and they'll recreate their body movements in a 90-minute football match to see where they should be dropping their shoulder or opening up their body, and comparing them to the pros again, which is brilliant. And we've also had clubs that have used it for talent identification, so using scores to set boundaries. All of this works on, every product we create works with an app that records a player's data, everything from their date of birth to their weak foot to their position, so that we can keep all the statistic and analyse player improvement from there. What's good about this as well is from a gamification point of view, a lot of the players, when they have the downtime, tend to go and play on the Xbox or be doing something a little bit different. Here we want to get them out kicking a football because that's the best way to improve. So through the gamification we have a leaderboard where the scores are tracked. It means that Southampton, say, under 21s will be able to go against one another or go against their friends, and that we find is important for getting players out and keeping them enthused in modern day technology. We've had a good amount of professional feedback. You'll actually see, if a couple of you have watched, we have Josh downstairs. He plays for Southampton under 9s, believe it or not, and I think he's a little bit better than probably most of us in this room. But it was brilliant. It was quite compelling actually, because when we had the Southampton coaches come and speak to us, they said Josh had been turning up to training an hour earlier to use the icon and staying an hour later to make sure that he beat Adam Lallana's score. So for us, that was brilliant to hear. We're working on a number of other products as well. As you see in the bottom corner, the precision wall, using the same technology, the LED lighting to create targets. The precision wall is the exact dimensions of a full-size football goal, so we can create a similar environment. Also the icon viewer and the icon legacy. I'll leave you with, this is loud enough.
The icons, brilliant, especially young players working on your technique, your vision. Nowadays it's becoming more demanding technically, the use of safety and awareness, and that's a perfect example for good training to improve on.
It's good, it's difficult, and I think as a player, when I was younger, if they were around, they would improve my touch, my awareness. It's hard because you've got to sort of be aware of everything around you and see what light's flashing. You've got to do a shot and improve your touch.
It's fantastic. I think it's a great tool for not only for kids. I think it's something that senior players at every level, all the way up to top Premier League football is.
So a lot of professional players that we meet and that we work with, such as Jack Wilshere and Adam Lallana, said to us growing up they worked kicking a football against the wall. We wanted to make something that was interactive, and I'm hoping that you guys will get the chance to try and beat Josh's score later today. Thank you very much.
How much does a unit cost, a standard unit?
Standard unit, the unit that you're looking at downstairs is 6 metres, it's £30,000.
Did you bring your checkbook here?
We can take cash as well.
Can you repeat the number? We didn't hear you.
It's 30,000 for the unit downstairs. When you compare that to the scale of what football clubs are paying for players, and that you look at, you can actually improve the whole squad. There's revenue options in selling players and improving technique.
Klaus? Teresa, sorry?
What's your business model?
Our business model, so basically what we've tried to work out is a bit of a pyramid scheme. So we've worked from the top and we're targeting the high-end football clubs and getting these icons into training facilities and working with clubs and coaches to develop training modes.
So you sell the unit?
We do, we sell the unit, yeah, and we're also breaking into sort of the leisure industry, and companies such as Tag Heuer have used them internationally for marketing campaigns, like I said, with the gamification and the leaderboard. So,
okay.
So what are your competitive advantages over the football now? which is a gym.
I think I think the main thing is the football North's 2.3 million.
It's only the price.
I'd say it's the price and the fact that ours is only takes 20 minutes to assemble, so it's accessible for clubs. It means that, going back to one of the clubs we deal with again, they'd be taking the icon out of the training facility and taking it into the fan park outside games for players and fans to come and use and enjoy and try and beat their first team performance.
Is there a technical limitation of how many elements you put together?
It's done by diameter. So diameter is the amount of panels and the amount of light. So if you were to buy a 6 meter, you'd have 16 panels, 16 lights.
But you can go bigger.
You can go bigger, yes. Yeah, so Barcelona, for example, have a 12 meter, and that's the biggest we offer. Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much.
It's at the end of it.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, I don't know, do I need? I'll speak up. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity for speaking here. I really appreciate it. It's Xpol is a bit of a different type of a startup than most of the other startups in the sports innovation. We actually do stuff which is relatively invisible in the club. So it's always nice for me to get to speak to you guys, then you get to know us finally. We were born out of a team of 3 people, which are seasoned business professionals. We have, on average, let's say, each 20 years of experience in all kinds of business processes, from R&D and development up to delivering products and consulting, all the kind of stuff. A little bit over 3 years ago, we stumbled across a problem with RSC Anderlecht, so let's say the biggest football club in Belgium. They had a very specific problem, and being business people, we analyzed the problem, and we quickly assessed that actually the problem occurred in many other clubs. So for us, it was a nice opportunity, so we decided, let's solve the problem. And we did not only solve their problem, but we actually allowed them to take their internal business process to the next level. So we actually helped them to become even more professional. And we, of course, decided to develop the solution in such a way that we could promote it and go sell it to other clubs. So we could reproduce it. So probably you're wondering now, what kind of a solution is this? When you look at professional sports clubs, typically also football, one of the major streams of revenue for those clubs is sponsorship, VIP, and hospitality. And it's still growing. And even if we talk about professional sports clubs, they are inside not so professional when it comes to managing their business partners. This typically, whenever I speak to a sports club, this is typically how they manage their business partners. A relationship with business partners is quite complex. There's many aspects to that relationship. And within the club, there's many divisions, entities, people who have to manage different aspects of that relation. And everybody does his job perfectly, has its own little tool, and is doing it the way they should. But it's actually not very efficient, because as soon as something changes, then it all starts. Because the customer calls the sales, wants to buy 2 more seats for tomorrow, then it starts. Okay, I need to get 2 more tickets, 2 more menus, this, that, and then the spreadsheets start to flow within the company, and telephone calls happens, and emails are posted. And so the result is lots of information get lost. On top of that, the customer, he doesn't really know who to talk to. He gets emails from one entity, he gets letters from another, and he needs to log on to this portal for that, and for that portal to this. So we've decided, let's get rid of all that. We should create one central SaaS platform, a cloud platform, which actually offers all those services. Okay? And if a club already has a certain system that they really want to keep, no problem, through APIs, we'll interface to it and we'll get the information still in our system through the APIs. So the result of that is that we have one single source of data in which you actually keep all of the information related to that business partner. From his contract, over to how many seats he has, over to how many menus he has ordered for this match, to whatever you want. It's all in one single system. So it's a great value for the club, of course, but we took it one step further, which is we put a VIP portal in front of it. So that not only the people in the club are able to manage it, but also the customers themselves. They can just log on and they can start planning their match. They can download their tickets or send their tickets to their customers, or they can start ordering menus or order extras, gifts for the people who are coming, like t-shirts or whatever. So they can manage everything themselves. Imagine, for them, of course, it's great because they now can plan their match whenever they want. And on top of that, the guys in the club, they don't have to bother about administration anymore. So the salespeople, for instance, they get time to sell again. So everybody wins. Where are we today? We have 6 paying customers. The 7th has signed this week, so we are still awaiting the payment. And there is like a timer on here. So we've got 6 paying customers, and for us, we have proven what we wanted to prove. First of all, we've been able to expand beyond one club in a certain league. So we now have 5 clubs in the Belgian First League that are using our software. Secondly, we have been able to prove our solution outside of soccer. So we have now a first volleyball club using it. So it's not only limited to football. Any club, any professional sports club that does VIP and hospitality can use it. And the third KPI, which we have recently proved, and that's the bottom one, is we have been able now to sell the solution outside of Belgium, which means we can go internationally as well. So we are very happy to have the solution. We are looking for investors. It's very clear what we offer to clubs. What we offer to investors is a unique B2B cloud model where we have, on average, about 35k revenue per customer, which is totally unique in the SaaS business. It's an open model. We speak to all of these little other applications. We offer a web portal for their customers. So once we are in the club, it's very difficult to get us out of there. So it's a very decent solution to invest in. Thank you very much for your time. All astonished.
How do you manage the rest?
Sorry?
One platform, all the information. How do you manage the rest?
No, actually, it's a SaaS platform. It's running on Azure of Microsoft. But what we do is for every club separately, we install a separate instance. So it's totally separated. So they don't get to see each other's data. It's impossible. Yeah.
Who are the competitors? So what alternatives do clubs have?
Spreadsheets. And to be very honest, we haven't identified too many competitors. The real, what clubs think our competitors are the CRM system, the ERP system, and the ticketing system. But actually, for us, they are not competitors. We actually are the link between all of them. And so ticketing systems might offer a little bit more than just ticketing. CRM system might offer a little bit more than CRM, and ERP might offer, but actually we group everything in one single system. So in our eyes, the biggest competitor is spreadsheets, and in some cases the IT department of a big club. In big clubs, IT departments think they can do this very easy.
Okay, thank you, Luke. As Gils is joining and putting his presentation on, High Foundation, as you probably saw, this year is focusing on verticals. A few weeks ago, we just came from the NFL draft, where we've done a similar event alongside the NFL draft in Philadelphia. Our next event is in Taiwan, in Taipei, where together with FISU, the Global Organization for Universities, which I think runs or is a global organization for thousands of universities around the world. We're doing an innovation competition in Taipei, and we have the honor today to have the head of jury at this competition. This is Professor Paulo Bouquet. Hey, Paulo. Say a few words.
Thank you very much, Amir, for the introduction. Yes, as Amir said, there will be a big event on the occasion of the biggest multi-sport event after the Olympic Games, which is the Summer Universia, which is a kind of Olympic Games for universities. In 2017, we'll be in Taipei. We bridged the hype activities with the FISU activities, and we were surprised by how easy it was, because sometimes FISU is quite conservative about new events. So that means that really the combination of sport, university sport, and innovation is a very strong combination and very promising. So I hope to see some of you in Taipei. You are all invited to submit to the finals, and just keep in touch and follow the news about the spring final in Taipei in 2017, end of August.
Thank you very much.
is Giels Brouwer, and I'm the founder and CEO of SciSports. 4 years ago, I was still in college. But I had the same dream and the same goal as this guy, Antoine Griezmann. You probably all know him, he's not playing tomorrow, but he's one of the greatest players in the world. But actually, I'm better in playing Football Manager than he is. I also played FIFA, the Dutch National Championships, but I had one goal, and that's to rebuild Football Manager, the game with a lot of players in there, with real data. When I was playing Football Manager, I was scouting a lot of players and using a lot of statistics, but that wasn't possible. And when I did my thesis at FC Twente, I saw the potential of using real data as real football clubs. And now we are 4 years later. Where are we now? We raised 3.1 million euros, we have 46 employees, and the European Union called us one of the next European unicorns who could eventually get a valuation of over 1 billion euros. That's not the goal. Our goal is to change and maybe enhance and enrich the football industry by a tiny bit, by using data. And we're not trying to convince people that data is good. No, we see data as a small tool in the entire process of recruiting players. And I think that's where we're quite good at the moment. What we do is we created an index, and our index is able to calculate the influence that a player has on his team for every player in the world. So we can compare a player that's playing in the first team of Barcelona with a player that's playing in the second division in Colombia, because we see what the influence is that he has on his team. And because we know this from a lot of players, we analyze 2,000 matches a week in 210 competitions. We can also predict how good it will be in the future, because we have so much data now. We have over 2 million matches, and we can do predictive analytics and see how good the player will be. And this is what we actually do for real football clubs. Last summer we helped with 13 transfers. One of the guys was Wout Weghorst. He was playing in the Dutch second division. He had to leave his club, but his data looked pretty good. And we said to Heracles, the Dutch club, well, maybe you should sign him. They signed him as the third striker. Within 1 month, he ended up in the first team. He ended up in the Dutch national youth team. And 1 year later, they sold him for 2 million euros, and now he's a top goal scorer of AZ. Another thing is that we validated it according to the bookmakers. When we use our player evaluation models and we checked if we were better than the market, we checked it with the bookmakers, and we could outperform them with our matches. The Dutch House of Representatives even named us as one of the potential fighters against match fixing, because we can find patterns that are now unrecognized. Memphis Depay, he's one of the Dutch famous players. He was on the bench at Manchester United, and then he came to us and he asked, can you help us by finding a new club? And we advised him to go to Lyon, and he thanked us for that in some interviews that he gave later. But what about the future? Right now we use data that we get from all the data providers like Wisecout or Transfermarkt, but all of these data companies, they have basic data. What we wanted is get accurate data, get 3D data, because when you only have the data of the players on the ball, it's just like playing chess and you only know where they hit the ball, when they hit a pawn. But we want to know everything. So we created a patented system that could fully automate the 3D data generation of the matches. And we do that by using voxels, which are three-dimensional pixels, and we have gotten the patent to automatically track the data. And right now it's a lot of manual annotation. It costs a lot of time. People click where the ball is coming from, click where the ball is going to. And with our system, it's fully automated. We're implementing it now at the stadium, the Emirates Stadium. We also have a Dutch stadium where we have it running for over a year, and another field at the University of Twente. And the Emirates Cup will be the first tournament where they use our system to track their own players in 3D during the match. The team, on the left, that's me. One to the right is Gert-Jan Nijweijer. He used to be a director of FC Twente when they became the Dutch national champions. Wouter Rosenberg, he used to work for the Marine, and he used to build the tooling that when a missile was going below the radar and before the ship, He built a Gatling gun that could automatically destroy the missile before it hits the ship. And the right guy is my co-founder and my former roommate and my friend Anatoly Babic. We came up with the idea. He's a former flash trader. And when we were at the European Championships in Ukraine, his city, together we came up with the idea. And now we're trying to make the game a little bit more beautiful. Thank you.
You offer your services to all parties, agents, clubs?
Agents, clubs, players.
You just offer the information and...
Yeah, we're basically focusing on data intelligence. So we're building the algorithms that can help them. So at first we ask them, what do you want? And then we build an algorithm for that, and we supply that algorithm to everyone in the market.
The data that comes from, for example, the installation in the Emirates Stadium, is that exclusive to you guys, or are others able to use it as well and ingest it into their algorithm?
Our goal, of course, is that we're purely a B2B company. So we're building the 3D data, and everybody can use it for, like, partner up with us via VR, second screens, all those applications. We want to partner up with other parties, and we have the data.
But can they purchase it independently of you?
Yeah.
So they can go to the Emirates and say...
No, only to us.
Only from us,
yeah.
only from you. Laura.
How do you deal with reputational risk if the data is being used differently by all of those stakeholders that you mentioned?
That's an interesting question. Of course, we can choose who we supply it to. If there are some malified companies, then we don't select them to use our data. But of course, it will always be tricky. But I don't think, right now everybody can already use data. And data is done by itself, but it's what you do with it. So we have to be tough on choosing who we're going to partner up with.
Okay. Marco.
So with the existing tracking systems that are built into many stadiums, is your system able to just absorb the data from those existing systems, or does it need to be yours?
It needs to be yours. Right now we're also talking to a big company that's doing something with camera feeds. They have their own installation, but we need 14 cameras, or 8, or just enough coverage, because our patent is based on triangulation, so we need to see the player from every aspect. So we can eliminate the occlusions of players walking to each other. And that's not a problem anymore, so we can actually track accurate data in the box area. I can show you them later.
Thank you very much. Phil. I think it would be fair to say that innovation has no borders and no, really segments. It's coming from everywhere. You can see, from every country, from every age. And we can see also from universities. This is a spin-off from a university. A lot of universities are playing a big part. They're not always, I think, getting the credit of being part of this ecosystem. So the last presentation for today, Julian.
Thank you very much. Hello everybody, my name is Julien. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Exalites. We have developed a wearable technology to train cognitive skills in real-time, game-realistic scenarios on the pitch. Our target is to make the players faster, not only with their feet, but especially with their head. And somebody who's sharing this opinion and this passion is a very upcoming Bundesliga coaching star, Julian Nagelsmann from TSG Hoffenheim, who recently said 1 month ago that the athlete performance of our players is almost already on the edge. And we have to focus more on the cognition of the players to make our game better and faster. Why? There are 4 phases of every sport action. First, the perception, afterwards the processing in their head, then comes the decision, and last comes the execution. But what we see on every training pitch, we almost only train the execution, passes, crosses, shots. Although we know that most of the mistakes in the game are caused by mistakes in the cognition, so in the first 3 phases of these sport events. That's why we invented Exalites. So Exalites consists of LED devices attached to the players, the goals, and on the pitch itself, controlled by a smartphone app, which allows the coach to change environmental conditions in real time and forcing the player to adapt all the time and automatically and dynamically. So here you can see a small-sided game, 3 against 3 on 4 goals. The color of your shirt tells you which goals you have to defend, and the other color you have to attack. And of course, from time to time, things change. For example, the game direction of the game. I want you to focus on this goal here, which is blue, and now turns red. The players in blue sees it the fastest, attacks, scores, and gets the benefit, of course, just like in a real game. Something else which can be done by the shirts, which are enlightened, is of course the team constellation. So now I want you to focus on this guy here, who will become passive in a second, and then has to go out of the game. And you see one player in purple is reacting the fastest, reorientating, doing the pass, and there comes the goal, of course. Again, benefit for the fast-thinking team. And what we also can do is we can measure the ball processing time of a player, for example here in the Bundesliga club in Fürth. So there are players on the outside who pass the ball from time to time into the middle, one player standing in the middle, searching for the goal which is enlightened, and then scoring inside, and via our app we can measure the ball processing time as an assessment tool. So to sum it up, what we do, we train with the system the attention, the speed of action, and the switching behavior, for example, for counter-attacks, which becomes more and more important for our game. We have proven benefits. We run a 12-week study with a Bundesliga club, with an academy of Bundesliga clubs with different ages, and we've seen over this time an improvement in attention tests of 14% and a reduction in average of the ball processing time by this shot clock test you've just seen of 3 seconds. So who are our pilot users? We're just about to enter the market. We're a very young spin-off, as Amir just said. The Real Madrid clinics are equipping their camps, all of their camps in 8 different countries with our system. So we're reaching out for 16,000 kids just in this year. And we have several Bundesliga clubs using our technology now and in the future. We sell this device in a box, full package. You don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need Edge or something like this. You just put it up and it can be done then by 3,000 euro, the basic package, or 5,000 euro, the premium package. Our team consists of a lot of expertises from sports, from marketing, and from medical technology. These are the 4 main characters in the management. But of course also our board with Matthias, my co-founder from the university, Stefan from Real Madrid Clinics, and also Max Rauch as a business part. Of course our sales team, we're just setting them up. We have 24 sales reps at the moment. And now I'm open to question, and I'm willing to change the future of football as well. No question.
One quick question. How do you validate then the actual performance improvements? Like, do you measure them objectively with what tool?
We measure them with standardized attention tests. So these are forms which are validated by different facilities, and this is just a regular attention test. Of course, it would be better to measure the football-specific attention, but this is the first step. We've also measured the heart frequency, just because you asked, and we've seen a difference from normal games. There, the players had an average 110 beats per minute, and with the system 140 beats per minute. For kids, it's awesome because they need higher heart frequency, of course. Any further questions?
All right. I think it's an opportunity to give a big hand to all the incredible startups we saw. with the permission of the winner, whoever it will be, I just wondered if it's okay, Igor, if it's okay if I can wear it, you know, until the announcement. This is, all the agenda is here, and you can come from 4. Okay, it's okay, please? Yeah? All right. We would like our prestigious jury to, Ali is here waiting for you to take you to your room. I hope you'll survive it and come back to tell the tale. Meanwhile, I would like to invite the Chief Innovation Officer of Hype Foundation, Dr. Ilan Hadar, to share with you and to surprise you, I believe, a little bit about the future trends of the future of sports, future mega trends of sports.
You're missing the best part, you know? Yes. I'll send you the presentation. So, Amir, how do I... Okay. Find my presentation. Okay. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Ilan Hadar. Let me introduce myself. I spent 26 years in the high-tech industry. The last 17 years as CEO of companies in Singapore, China, United States. But my real passion is sports, and I met Amir, and the rest is history. So I'm doing now what I really like. I feel like the in the Oscar ceremony when the people are moving out there, they have some people that are filling in, so I'm filling in. But I'm sure it's going to be interesting. So what am I going to do? 10 minutes about how we see hype, how we see the trend in sports. Keep in mind that we have the perspective of seeing hundreds of startups, actually thousands of startups, and also the ecosystem around it. So I want to start with some personal view. You know, my other passion is trekking, and while I was trekking in last November in some part of Africa, in Tanzania, was crossing a desert into a volcano. I watched 2 young kids, one of them with Real Madrid, and the other one with a Barcelona shirt. Now they don't have water, they don't have electricity. They have to. They don't go to school, but they have these 2 shirts. So this is like the African classical. And then another thing I want just to join you to have in your attention. Anybody knows what is this piece of paper about? Okay, this is called the Football War. So in 1971, El Salvador and Honduras, they start a war. And because of the two countries hate each other because of football. So football was the initiative for the war. It took like 3 days. It's a long story. I urge you to Google it. Just Google the football war. So football and sports can be united, but also can be sometimes divided. That's because everybody is so passionate about sport. So. The key global driver, you know, sports is very big. Everybody likes sport, but everything that happens in sports is also basically driven by mega trend or mega drives that happening everywhere. Okay, so the first drive is the social media booming. I don't have to explain too much. Everybody sees that. Everybody sees the exponential use of screens and the attention that people are taking with social media. So in terms of sports, it is translated to cord cutting. This is the phenomenon where people are discontinue their subscription from satellite, from cable, and what they do is they take streaming directly. My kids, they will never have cables, I promise you, because they can see everything on their screens. So think about ESPN, think about Sky. What will happen 10 years from now? How are they going to make money? Just one piece of data, ESPN lost 12 million subscribers from 101 to 89 in the past 5 years. They are still a machine that makes money, but the horizon have a lot of clouds. Also, the broadcasting right. So right now, our session is streamed live in the internet. Now, if I was in the UEFA Champions League final and I do the Facebook Live, what about the rights that the broadcasting was paying? How do we do that? And for fan engagement, you saw some of the fantastic application with the lights in the stadium. So this is all driven by social media. Another big advancement is in physics. Physics is where the application is being done. Okay, and what about the physics? Well, first of all, the sensing. The sensors are being now made smaller. They have the signal-to-noise ratio is smaller. You can wear them. You can feel heat and cold. For example, the startup that won our NFL draft competition have a fantastic innovation about how to have a heat and cold protocol in order to recover faster from an injury. So no more ice pack, no more the traditional 50 years ago. It's sophisticated, it's an application, and they are already making money. Okay? So this is because physics is advancing very fast. The other one, IT platforms. Everybody heard about Moore's Law. Every 18 months, the power of computation is doubled, and nobody sees where it stops. So in the computer that we have millions times the power of the computer that was controlling the Apollo 11 landing on the moon. So it's ridiculous. But what's happening in sports? We have streaming everywhere. We talked about that. Data analytics, big data analysis. If you look at where are people investing today and where is the big money, the big exit, the big IPOs, it's in data analysis. And I will explain later. Then you have smart stadium. We saw that. And e-sport. E-sport is something that in some countries nobody knows about that. But I give you one piece of data. In the Champions League final of the League of the Legend, there were more people spectating that than the NBA finals. So this is a huge industry. E-sport, fantasy sport, in the United States is $30 billion, just fantasy sport. And this is something that was not around 10 years ago. So these are new domains. So in the next few slides, I will give you some examples for the trends. The one thing that is, as I thought, is the use of big data. Here in the picture, you could see in the University of Purdue, in the United States, this camera, with a very sophisticated algorithm. They tape, they analyze, they record every movement of every player, every practice, and every game. Now, what are you going to do with this data? This is why people are paying the big data company to analyze that, to make people prevent injury, to recover faster, to do the practice faster, or to do the drills better. Recruitment, one of the startups in our ecosystem, a couple of them are focusing on enhancing the recruitment quality. LeBron James is generating about $300 million every year to the Ohio State. Okay. Now, if they fail to choose him as the #1 draft, like Portland could choose Michael Jordan, they choose another guy, Perkins, which is a nice guy, but he's not Michael Jordan. Okay, so If they had maybe the tools, maybe they would have gained the billions of dollars that Michael Jordan brought to Chicago and to Nike and everything. Okay? And fun preferences, so we can know what people are preferring to do in every time they are in the stadium. So this is about the big data. Sensors, we spoke about sensors. Here is a picture of a headband with sensors that measuring when a boy is kicking a football. Concussion now is a big issue in the United States. Anybody saw the movie Concussion, which kind of proved, based on real story, that football players are suffering on average much more than the regular person in brain damage and dementia and so on, because they took so many hits while playing this very delicate football, American football. So this is now a big story. The NFL itself are now $250 million investing in trying to, have better helmets. They changed the rules. In the UK, there was an announcement that in some age level, like 8 and below, they are not allowing heading the ball at all. No heading the ball for young kids, because the influence of the concussion on a young kid is accumulated. It's like a mortgage, it's horrible. Okay. E-sport and VR, okay, personally, it was new to me when I, starting to dig in this. It's so big that it's like an own industry by itself, okay? On average, an American fantasy sport user is spending $100 per year, and there are hundreds of thousands of people that are using many leagues in fantasy league. Now it's becoming popular in Europe, and it will take by storm Asia. I used to live in Asia. I know the Asia culture. Once it will be there, they love betting. They love to stay at home and watch TV and game one in each other. So there's a big opportunity in Asia for fantasy sport. And of course VR. Every professional team today are trying VR. Okay, some of them are very, clear about that, like Golden State Warriors. The other ones are doing it more secretively in order to enhance the performance of their players. So the player can take a shot while he's wearing this virtual reality mask, and then he can see the ball, he can see his movement, and so on. It's a big industry. Media disruption. As I said, everybody now is a broadcaster. Millennials are experiencing sport as a social event. We, the dinosaurs, we were just watching sport. They look at it as a social event. They don't care too much about the game. They care about what LeBron James' Instagram is showing. And what the other guys, the football player, Facebook Live. So I don't know if you heard about that, because this is a very American sport. Antonio Brown, which is a big star, a wide receiver in the Pittsburgh Steelers, in the last playoff in the final of the conference. After the game, they won the game. Okay, and there was a team meeting there was a team meeting in the meeting room after the game, and instead of listening to his coach, he was streaming live and was shouting 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, how much spectators, how much users have watched him. Now on the background, the coach is cursing and talking about the other game next week and revealing some strategy. Okay, so it went for a big embarrassment for his team. Now what's the moral here? So he was caring more about his contract with Facebook, which by the way was 3 live streaming per month for $500,000 a year. Okay, and he didn't care about the coach, he didn't care about the team, and for 2 weeks, all the American sports radio talks and everything was only talking about that. But that's because the technology allows him to stream live from the dressing room. I would like to share a nice slide that I took from BI Intelligence. And this is about where is broadcasting going. So I marked, okay, in arrows, what's happening. You could see that Twitter and Facebook are now streaming live and broadcasting sports. Why do they do that? It's another lecture that we need to discuss. But this is up to February. Between February and today, there were 2 deals. Amazon will stream NFL Thursday Night Football, and Facebook will stream 20 Major League Baseballs. And the Amazon deal is $50 million for 10 games. $50 million for 10 games, okay? So why do they do that? Because they want, in the end of the day, probably to be a broadcaster. They want to increase their domain. The user will attract to them. Sports is the most attractive user for any user. So you don't be surprised if 5 or 10 years from now, some of the big competitions, especially in the US, will be no longer broadcast by NBC, ESPN, or TNT. It will be broadcast by Google, Amazon, or anybody else. And that will shift completely the way people consume sport and the way the broadcasting industry is faced. Okay, I just want to show you, we are all talking about startups, we are all talking about investing, we are all talking about, startup, they only want to do one thing, to make money. So I just want to show you some recent investment in sports company, okay? And it's real money. Peloton is like what they call a unicorn, okay? It's a company that makes stationary bicycles for training rooms, and now it's for other fitness. The investment there, $325 million. Okay, we look at SeatGeek, which I'm using to buy my tickets, $57 million. Sportradar, which is about data, big data, data analysis. This one, by the way, is a Swiss company. And TeamSnap is about team management, the way we do youth things and so on. These are investment, real investment, in the last, by the way, year and a half. And about exit and IPO, everybody heard about Fitbit, 732 million IPO. There's the wearables, the band wrist, is take your heartbeat, take your all kinds of measurements. This is an Israeli company that was bought by Intel. And if you see the UEFA Champions League, and you see that the picture is frozen, and then 360 degrees, okay, this is this company, which is called actually Replay Technology. 3D is the brand name, okay? 175 million Intel have paid for this technology. Some things they took it in a cheap price, okay? Because now they implement it everywhere, NFL, UEFA Champions League final, Premier League, everywhere. So it probably was a good deal. And this is also interesting. Bleacher Reports is one of the most, I would say, distinguished. It started as a blog, now it's a big media about sports, and it was bought by TNT, which is an old media company, and $175 million for basically a company which has 25, 30 employees, and they manufacture a lot of hype around sports event and all kinds of sports media data. So there is a lot of money there, and this is just the start. If you look forward, I believe it will be an avalanche. People will invest because they see that there's an opportunity, and the opportunity has money to match, and the money is coming from either the brands or the team or the ecosystem around it. So, any questions? Any remarks?
Do you see broadcasters like Sky breaking into virtual reality and VR?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Do you see companies like broadcasters like Sky or breaking into VR and kind of providing that in their packages in the future?
Absolutely. ESPN has an app right now that was broadcasting tonight the NBA final first game. So you can watch it on ESPN app. In fact, this is what they do. ESPN is a good example. They fired 100 employees 2 months ago with the NFL draft. And what they do, they are building a stream company, which will be not a company, stream division, because they understand that the business will go into streaming. Okay? So, yeah.
Tim, please finish.
If there are no questions.
All right. Ilan can talk about it for 3 days, so we might stop here. But thank you very much for this, Ilan. We now would like to invite the 2 teams from the hackathon that came up with, everything was done yesterday. So please, bear in mind that this was done like in a few hours. Okay, that's the first team, Tim and Jack, and wait there, and then Tim.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I present you CrowdNav, a new app to navigate crowds. You're leaving the Champions League final tomorrow night, walking out of the stadium. Some of you love the crowd, want to go to a packed bar. Others of you prefer to avoid it. Stay safe. Get to the transport hub quickly. How do you navigate? CrowdNav, a weather map app of where people are and where they are going, providing the insight for users to navigate the crowd and find people, organizers to manage the crowd and communicate to users in emergencies, and businesses to advertise.
So what we need to go to market would be to have a user base. So this will be done by originally having advertisement from the venues. So we will partner up with them. And from that, we'll be able to go into our business model, which is having a free app for users and having our revenue coming from advertisement from both local businesses who want to have their brands promoted and venues, because we can offer services to help them manage crowds better. And our vision is an easy way to navigate crowds.
Thank you. Any questions? Please.
Just one. I saw the map of Cardiff. That was the map of Cardiff, correct? Brilliant. Some of those areas that are highlighted in green may not be the safest or prettiest parts of Cardiff. Would you ever take into consideration data from, say, for example, police and things like that to integrate safer routes? I get it, it's a safer from the crowd perspective, but what about the neighborhood perspective?
I think we had 5 hours yesterday. We were going to do that in the... We needed 1 more hour.
So the data is all collected by users' phones, so they'll just say where they are and if they're moving, and then this will just map out if it's a populated area or there's not even any people there.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, please, few more minutes. Gentlemen and ladies, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maria, and I'm a second-year mechanical engineering student at Cardiff University.
My name is Tom, and I'm also a mechanical engineering student in my final year at Cardiff University. Today we will be presenting to you Dynatize. We offer flexible, dynamic advertising for sports teams. So, what is the problem with this? And before you say anything, it's not my beloved team Swansea City. It's in fact the sponsor. Using football shirts as an example, we can see that we are generally limited to just one sponsor with the current methods used. This is boring and uninspiring and is also a wasted opportunity.
Sports events harness a guaranteed exposure to millions of people, but companies are not taking advantage of this. Why are sports people wearing static sale logos on their clothing? Currently there's a trend away from the posters and the logos into digital platforms. So for example, take a bus stop. When was the last time you saw a poster on the side of a bus stop? That is why Dynatize is the natural way forward with sports advertising.
Our solution is an integrated flexible display that can show anything we desire. We aim to offer a complete, simple package for both advertiser and sports club, offering two things. Firstly, the complete product to the clubs who want the technology, which comprises of the flexible screen, which we will source from a third party, and also the associated software and other technology that's required to operate it. And secondly is the service that we offer to advertisers who will use our platform to advertise.
Imagine being able to change advertising logos whenever you want to whatever you want. Or, for example, changing a real-time Twitter hashtag on the uniforms, or playing a video advertisement in the game break. There is an increase in trend to adapt wearable tech. The market will reach 34 billion by 2020.
Premier League TV rights reached a record value of £5.41 billion and is only set to increase further in the future. To give you an idea of the market size, a 30-second Super Bowl advert is worth roughly $5 million, and if you extrapolate this to the entire 60-minute match, a single event can generate $600 million US. So using the Premier League as our example, Manchester United's sponsorship deal with Chevrolet is worth £53 million per year, and this is just for one sponsorship. So why not look at the opportunity to use multiple sponsorships, thus increasing the club's revenue from advertising. Notts County, a League 2 side from the English Football League, have announced for next season that they will be doing away from just a single partnership, a single sponsorship agreement, and be looking to use multiple sponsorships. So this highlights that there's a trend to move away from just a single sponsorship to in fact multiple sponsorships.
First, we will approach lower league clubs as a proof of concept to gather data that will demonstrate the benefits of our product and service, before seeking higher profile clients to grow the business.
Our aim is to expand the current advertising opportunities to sports clubs at both a local level and a national level, whether this be games corner shop next to the nearest stadium or multinational corporations such as McDonald's.
We are Dynatize. Our vision is to bring sports into the 21st century.
Tom, Marina, thank you very much. The fact that you put a Swansea shirt, we're not going to hold you. We're going to hold it against you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, the jury I think is here, so please if you can just take your places.
We don't sit down, we stand.
Oh, just stand. Okay.
Okay, right. You will hand them out? I will. Okay. So, we had intense 25 minutes. I think first of all, we all agree that we had and we saw outstanding performance and quality of all the startups who presented here their company and their innovations, their technologies. So congratulations again to all startups who participated in the competition. We also agreed that there were only winners, no losers in the competition, and I think that all of them, if they move on, if they continue, have really the chance to impact the world of sports and make a difference. So we want to encourage everyone really to go on, move on, believe in yourself, and then we are very sure that you can leave your impact and really make a difference. It wasn't easy, but in the end, of course, we need to make a decision, and therefore we will announce the 3 winners, and I will start with the 3rd place. And yeah, we can do that now or afterwards. Yeah? So the 3rd place in the competition is Formalytics or MyKicks. Congratulations.
Got the certificate from the Global Sport Innovation Center and from Amazon Launchpad and from the competition involved.
Okay, then we come to the 2nd place, and yeah, number 2 is Fan Pictor. Congratulations. And the winner is...
Hold on.
Yes, you better take that off now. The winner is Science Sports.
Yes!
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Hold on. Hi. We need to go over there for a picture.
And maybe before we make the pictures, I actually will ask somebody else from the jury to describe a little bit how difficult it was and how we came to the conclusion. And I will ask Teresa first.
Thank you. Yeah, and I would like to echo what you were saying before. I think the most important thing is that we all realize here, I mean, there's incredible people in this jury representing, incredible organizations, and we all realize how difficult it is to actually be an entrepreneur and to get out there with your ideas and to try. And there's so many things that you need to take care of. So from that perspective, you all have our recognition and our respect and glory. I think what was interesting in the discussion that we were having before is how many different perspectives there were. So there were some of us who were more knowledgeable and into marketing, others into training, in the clubs, and we each had a very different perspective. And then also in terms of the things that the companies need to take care of or present, again, some of us were more interested in the business model, like how are these guys going to make money? Yet the idea is great, but how are they going to make money? Whereas others were like, no, but this idea is fantastic, that doesn't matter. So I think that's kind of also a representation of what we face every day with different clients and investors, etc., where everyone has a different point of view. But I think you all came out really high, and it was a very tough decision, so well done to everybody.
I will also ask James to say a few words because I think we all realize how close innovation and technology is to universities, and that's where a lot of the ideas come up. And having the man here who represents the #1 sports university in the world, I think is an honor. And James, please.
Thanks. I guess I'll just start by echoing the comments of my fellow jury members in terms of the quality of the presentations that we saw today. I think every potential startup has potential. There was something in every single one of them. So it's very difficult to discern or decide across the 10 the 3 winners that were selected. But having said that, all 10 entrants, which should be commended on the quality of their work and what they have in moving forward. So congratulations to everyone. Secondly, as universities, what we like to see, or what we try to inspire in our students, is the ability to think entrepreneurially, the ability to think creatively, and the ability to work on the edge. And I think we saw today with the people that presented to us that they have all those traits. They're thinking, they think outside the box. The work that they presented to us is on the edge. And I think the other thing we try to do as universities is recognise now that knowledge doesn't exist in a silo. It's not compartmentalised. It's interdisciplinary in its focus. And we can see today with the work that was presented the different knowledges, the different disciplines that are embedded into the thinking around these activities. And it's about bringing that interdisciplinary knowledge together to find something that works. And I think the people that presented today and yesterday have clearly shown that ability to bring knowledge together to have a viable product. So I think if universities can create the type of people that we have seen today and the inventions or the innovations that they have come up with, sport is going to continue to grow and build as a business. So congratulations again to everybody.
And now we also want to hear the winner. Winners.
Yeah, thank you. I'm extremely honored that we won. I want to thank all of you and also the organization. I'm here for the context that you gave us and the opportunity that you gave the chance of being here. When I saw the competition, I got a little bit scared because we did the rehearsals and I thought, well, you have no chance. But then here we are, and I'm absolutely honored to be here. And I think I have to reschedule my flight because I'm going to stay till Sunday, I guess.
I guess so.